Have you ever felt like there's something they aren't telling us? That beneath the carefully crafted lies and distractions, the truth is buried under layers of deception? Governments around the world hold countless secrets. Some are merely inconvenient truths, while others are so shocking that if the public knew, chaos would ensue. Tonight, we're exposing 5 of the most chilling government secrets they don't want you to know. So, turn off the lights, put on your headphones and get ready. Alright, so you think a nuclear bomb is something you'd keep track of, right? I mean, it's not like you just misplace a weapon of mass destruction. Well, think again. Since the 1950s, the US military alone has lost at least 6 nuclear bombs, and they were never recovered. These are full-scale atomic bombs, each capable of wiping out an entire city in a flash. One of the most infamous cases happened in 1958, when a B-47 bomber accidentally dropped a 7,600-pound Mark 15 nuclear bomb off the coast of Georgia. The government searched high and low, but they never found it. To this day, that bomb is still out there, buried somewhere under the ocean, waiting. It's a ticking time bomb and nobody knows when or if it'll go off. Russia has dozens of missing nuclear warheads, many of which fell off submarines or were misplaced during the Cold War. How do you feel knowing that right now at this very moment there are fully armed nuclear bombs sitting at the bottom of the ocean, or even worse, possibly in the hands of someone who isn't supposed to have them? Have you ever wondered if some natural disasters, hurricanes, earthquakes, droughts, might not be entirely natural? What if I told you that governments around the world have been experimenting with weather manipulation for decades? This isn't some conspiracy theory, folks, it's real. It's called geoengineering, and it's straight out of a science fiction movie. In 1952, the British Royal Air Force secretly tested cloud seeding technology, trying to control the weather, but something went wrong. It caused a massive flood in Devon that killed 35 people. Then there's Operation Popeye in the 1960s and 70s. The US military used weather warfare during the Vietnam War, intensifying monsoons to flood enemy supply routes. And today? Well, the High-Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, HAARP, is a US project many believe is capable of altering the weather on a massive scale, even triggering earthquakes. Now think about some of the recent disasters we've seen. Hurricanes wiping out entire cities, wildfires spreading faster than ever before, droughts crippling food supplies. Could some of these have been engineered? The real question is why? Chapter 3, Poisoned by Your Own Government. You trust your government to keep you safe. But what if they were the ones poisoning you? It sounds crazy, right? But history is full of messed up stories like this. During Prohibition in the 1920s, the US government wanted to stop people from drinking illegally. But instead of going after the bootleggers, they did something truly sinister. They poisoned industrial alcohol that they knew people were using to make liquor. The result? Over 10,000 Americans died. In the 1950s and 60s, under Operation LAC, Large Area Coverage, the US military sprayed toxic chemicals over American cities, including San Francisco, St. Louis, and Minneapolis, to see how they would spread in a biological attack. People got sick, some died, and they did it to their own citizens. And what about today? Ever heard of fluoride in the water? The government claims it's for dental health, but some studies link fluoride to neurological damage, lower IQ, and even infertility. So is it really about our teeth? Or is there something more sinister going on? They tell us to trust them, but how can we when they have a history of poisoning their own people? Chapter 4. Vanished without a trace. Every year, over 600,000 people go missing in the United States alone. Most are found, but tens of thousands vanish without a trace. It's like they just disappeared into thin air. And here's where it gets really creepy. Many of these cases are linked to government projects. Take Project MKUltra, the CIA's infamous mind control program. In the 1950s and 60s, they kidnapped American citizens, drugged them with LSD, and conducted psychological experiments on them. Many of these victims were never seen again. Then there's DUMBs, deep underground military bases. Some whistleblowers claim that thousands of missing people are taken to these secret underground facilities where they are used for, well, let's just say experiments the government doesn't want you to know about. How can so many people just disappear, with no bodies, no clues, no evidence? Maybe the government knows more about these disappearances than they're letting on. Chapter 5. They're watching you. If you think you have any privacy left in this digital age, think again. Edward Snowden, a former NSA contractor, blew the whistle on one of the biggest secrets of all time. The government is spying on every single one of us. They're watching you through your phone, your laptop, your smart TV, even your car. They're tracking your every move, listening to your conversations, recording your online activity. The NSA collects billions of calls, texts, and emails every single day. And it's not just the US. Governments worldwide are using facial recognition, AI surveillance, and data tracking to create a global spy network. Ever talked about something private only to see an ad for it minutes later? That's because they are always listening. Hidden in the terms and conditions of your favorite apps, websites, and smart devices, you unknowingly gave them permission to watch you. They don't want you to know these secrets. They don't want you to ask questions. They want you to stay asleep, to keep scrolling, to keep consuming. But now you do. You've seen the truth, or at least a glimpse of it. The real question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to stay silent, or are you going to speak truth to power? The choice is yours. If you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to like, share, and